Hey, J Bros popping back in here. Yeah, I ended up getting the Mini Skid super cleaned. I just cleaned the batteries off. They were obviously filthy as heck. But this is where I've got this rig. A couple dirt spots still need to clean up there, but look at how clean that rig is. That spot back there was tough to get that out of there, but I got that out. You can see back in there. I mean, a little bit of dust dirt, but I don't care that much. But I'm going to go ahead. I think I mentioned in a different video, I wasn't going to put one of the batteries back in there because it's just for the direct pad. I'm like, I don't really want to store another battery around somewhere, so I'm just going to throw that back in the rig, hook it back up. So what if it doesn't get used? It's in here and going to get trickle charged throughout the year. My heat wrap for this is not in yet, and I haven't deep dove into this leak yet here. So that's in a different video. Right now I'm going to go ahead, put these batteries back in. And the main reason why I got to do this right now is because I finally got my product, which I need to raise the skid up, and I'm going to take off the track. Here's the material. I'm going to go ahead. This is basically like a conveyor belt material. And I got another use for this as well. We're going to use this on my uncle's 4-in-1 bucket, so that should be a fun video. But basically what this is going to do is it's going to slide right over here, and I'm going to cut it so it fits down around these hydraulics, and look what that's going to do. Obviously it's not cut in there right now, but that's going to block this cavity and keep that dirt from going in that machine. So I'll have to basically cut some webbing in here to get around those hydraulics. So this should work out great for stopping that material going in here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, get these batteries plugged in here, get this hooked up. Then I'm going to get the machine jacked up, this track off, so that way I can show you exactly how I'm going to go ahead and put this rubber material in there to stop that dirt from making a mess in there again. So I'll get to it here, and yeah, I'll touch back. So I got those two batteries popped back in there. As you can see, way cleaner, way better. This is kind of what the back looks like. You can see all that dirt and crap's out of there. The crap's out of there. Basically what I'm going to do, so I can get that that rubber seal right here, I'm going to go ahead and fire up the skid, get it lifted up, and take that track off, and then we'll get into fabricating for that gap. But yeah, like I said, this is so much better. And once I get to that leak, I will get that muffler wrap so it looks like that color. But yeah, we'll get going here. Okay, J Bros, just had to sneak back in here. I wanted to get the full operation, but I just don't have the time today. But I'm so excited for the guys that watch often. But this is what I ended up doing to cover this. So what I mentioned before is this is some conveyor belt material. The material that I bought was 10 inches wide of the conveyor, so I just cut it down to my length. You could probably go buy a foot-long stuff of this. So what I ended up doing is I took a small bit like this here and used some oil on this to drill through this metal. It wasn't too bad with a sharp bit. And then what I did, and you can see, look at this nice seal right here. No more dirt, no more snow getting into my machine. And then I just took little tips like this, and I'll put this stuff in the description down below in the next video, because like I said, I was just so excited about where I got to, and I should have been videoing further along in the process. But anyway, pre-drilled here, and here, marked that out. The only thing I did on this, because I've already got this one ready for the other side, which I'll give you a better video on, is I just cut this tab out right here, about 3/4 of an inch up, 3/4 of an inch in, and that's what allows that to slide in there. But is that not awesome? So some conveyor belt rubber, super strong, no more crap getting in there, nothing hit your hydraulic lines, no more snow, no more dirt. I guess I'm so pumped about this because you guys saw me just digging all that crap out of there. And I just took the track off. I think you just absolutely have to, like you can see here. I mean, you could possibly get in there, but look at all that dirt and stuff would be going through in there. And now I've got it. Yeah, like I said, I'm just so excited. I hope you guys think that's cool. And then the other thing too, before I get too babbly, I have these super thin. What these are, double-sided for your rug in your house, super thin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this rubber back here, because you see how it just comes back a little bit. Now this is some super sturdy stuff, so this is overkill. I'm going to slip this in behind here to give a nice seal on that. So this is double stick stuff. But yeah, that's where I got to. Like I said, I'm so pumped about this. One of the cooler things that I've done on here, and this is a big deal too for anybody. You don't want snow and you don't want dirt getting in your machine. Dad's over here struggling. He's working on that. But anyway, yeah, that's where I got to right now. I'll do a more deep dive, full cropped up video on just this for you guys. But I wanted to get this out for the guys that kind of get into this stuff. But anyway, please like, subscribe, comment down below. More to come. J-Bros out. Hey, J-Bros popping back in here. I kind of wanted to get you caught up from where I left on my video from the other day. I ended up taking this off. I was just so nervous about breaking these screws off. And I said, I put it on low torque to untorque them out, because I didn't clean this for one. And then for two, as where I left you guys off, is I wanted to put these double-sided stick things on here to create a seal. Obviously, probably not needed, but I guess I just said the heck with it. You could probably do silicone behind here if you want, but what I'm kind of going for is you might have to take this out down the road anyway, so you know, might as well make it to be taken off and on and stuff too. So let's just see here. I'm going to take this here, cut this off of here, and I only put these flares on here because Dad told me not to. But no, actually, I just put them on there because I was kind of like, I saw the sharp point out there, and I just wasn't a fan, thinking maybe dirt would catch and stuff like that. So okay, there we go. So now that's gonna double stick on there. So just kind of like that. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, when you're kind of doing this fabrication stuff, you never really fully know what you're aiming for. You're just kind of making stuff up as you go along, and then you kind of just, let's just say, use common sense and say, okay, well, does this make sense? Does this make sense? And then you kind of go off of what materials you actually have to make it work. And the reason why I went with this conveyor belt stuff, what my dad had did, oh, I don't know, about 15 years ago when I had a plow truck, we used this exact material as the rubber on the top of the plow blade. And if you guys heard me talking about my 4-in-1 bucket that my uncle picked up from me, this is the material I'm going to use at the top of his plow blade. So that way, because the 4-in-1 bucket, let's just say the back edge of the bucket's only like 8 inches. This is going to allow it to be double as high to be able to push more snow. So I'll do that in a different video, obviously. But that's where I got the idea on the, and like I said, when I'm screwing these in here, I'm just being insanely careful, because the last thing I want to do is break one of these screws in here. And I got it on low ratchet setting on my drill. So now what we got is that is stuck to there, and it's screwed on here. I'm going to just give this a little nudge. Probably actually just hand tighten it too with your hands to get a better feel versus drill. And but yeah, there we go on that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the track on off camera, because you guys see me do that enough times. But there's a finished product. Like I said, once again, right there. We're probably going to get a little dirt maybe build up here. Well, it's better than it was, you know. That's all I can say. Let's yeah, I'll get this track back on. And oh, by the way, too, my track is looking really, really, really good. So that's got about 100 hours on it. So still loving the Fortis HD track. But I'll get the track back on here, and we'll hop over to the other side, and I'll give you a detailed full walkthrough on that. Okay, I wanted to quickly jump in here before I go on to the other side. That's with the track on, and that's what we're looking at right now. That is going to be nice, and it looks clean too. I'll just show you the other side before I get over here. Way better. Way better. This here just invites dirt in there with how those hydraulic hoses go. But I'll get this jacked up and get this track off and go from there.